Let's talk about it really quickly. We got to stay on top of things and stay on top of the spiritual connection that leads the way to your higher self. And let's talk about you being the divine masculine that you are. Way. And how when you're on semen retention, your aura is magnetic. Women can't get enough. It doesn't matter if they like you or if they don't like you. It doesn't matter, man. You know, once you're on semen retention and you're on your journey with the Most High, your direct connection with the Most High, it's just like you're a magnet to any and every greater opportunity. You guys have it. And women, they just can't get enough. And also, while on semen retention, you just become the best version of yourself. You just know how to think about stuff in a different kind of way. It's just like once you eliminate that urge to want to go and lay up with a woman or chase women or look at them in this lustful way all the time, it really frees up a lot of time. And with that extra time, you're doing thinking, you're doing self-improvement, and you just get to become a greater yourself. And with this greater version of yourself, you and your divine energy, your divine masculine energy, you don't chase, you attract. And in this process, women are just drawn to you like a moth to a flame. And when you're also working out, working on becoming a better version of yourself, you just understand better how to conduct yourself as far as fitness goes. You understand easier what workouts and what kind of frame you want to go for that can be sustained over time and without breaking you down. You just start thinking about all kind of different things. It's not just about, oh, I'm gonna try to get jacked. Being jacked, man, is not the end all be all, because if you have a athletic type of aesthetic, it's something that can be maintained easier, and we've all seen that women prefer these type of builds on men. It's always a question that a lot of guys are asking, like, oh, why does she like this singer or this? Because that's their preference. And plus, again, there's just something logical in these women that understand that certain builds are going to be able to be maintained over time, and certain builds are just, I don't know, man. Like, some of these people, man, are doing too much. It's kind of strange to me. But remember, I don't judge dudes and really care about their bodies. I'm just talking about the benefits you get from semen retention. Like, you don't have to, of course, you do work out as strenuous or more than you normally would. But even without that level of working out, you can still receive a ton of results, become a lot, more ripped, quicker. What I want to point out as far as on semen retention, what I've noticed is a quicker muscle recovery time. Yeah. So like a quicker muscle recovery time in different kind of ways. And I think, well, I know that whenever I recover quicker, sore or sore at all the next day. Obviously, I stretch a lot more now too. I know that, and when you think about what you're doing more and you stretch more, but I still believe that there is a recovery element to maintaining your seed. And I definitely think that you also think about things a lot more. And it's not overthinking, it's just proper thinking, because a lot of times people are just doing things without thought all day long, every day. And there's nothing wrong with, doing things without some thought, but there should be some thought applied. I swear, y'all, it becomes the busiest back road when I go live. I was just out here preparing for the live stream. Forgot my light, had to go back inside. Forgot water, had to go back inside. So I went back and forth like 5 times. Checked on my son. Nobody riding down this road, man. I'm telling you, man. Or otherwise, I'm in the house. As soon as I go live, bro. It never fails. As soon as you go live. And with the crickets, man, it's hard enough hearing what I'm saying with these goofy machines and raggedy cars that these people are driving in the background. But it's whatever, the live stream must go on. But yeah, man, I'm going to definitely put more of this kind of content out. Self-improvement is where it's at. And if I can help you guys get in your spiritual selves, your become the best, you can dodge most to all horrible people and most, importantly, wicked women. It's really just your shortcut and your cheat code to just get on semen retention and block out every distraction and focus on, again, self-improvement, elevating yourself, becoming that best version. And, women just come to you like I said, a moth to a flame. They can't help themselves. They really can't. They can't help themselves. And a lot of them sometimes are women that thought that they couldn't stand you, but always looking for a good leader. And once you're kind of like, you know what I'm saying, like in your higher self, women will find you. It's like, God will just put you in their path. Look, guys, it just happened to be extremely busy on this road tonight, so I'm going to go for a few more minutes, but I'd rather just go inside and video without all the extra. But I want to get on here and go because, again, this is the way that I connect with you guys, especially when it's outside with the Soul Tribe, if any of you guys show up. And also, when I get a random moment, I like to try to come out here because I'm not going to lie to you, I spent a lot of time with my son this afternoon. I just took advantage of the opportunity to have some father-son time. And, it was great, but as soon as he starts looking like he's bored or he starts getting that look like, I'm tired, I just want to play my games, it's like, all right, go ahead and play your game, whatever new game you just downloaded to your headset, and handle your business. So here we are. But I did have a great topic that I want to discuss later in a reaction video. But this video right here is just, it's an idea I'm working on. I want to see how it's received in the community because, you guys are Sigmas, you're divine masculines, and, your spiritual side of you is really one of the most appealing parts of you. It's one of the parts that women can't get enough of, and it's that missing piece that most males can't figure out. And you guys have it down packed because when you're in your spiritual energy, you're in your divine masculine. Now listen, I'm spoon feeding these terminologies. Hey, what's going on, cuz? Appreciate you. Salute. When I'm spoon feeding you guys these terminologies, man, it's a lot of spiritual talk, right? The spiritual talk, don't get freaked out by it. I'm not over here putting y'all on no hoodoo. No, man, it's just, look, think about sexuality like this, man. This is where I look at it. The Bible clearly tells you that you don't have to go through the Son to get to the Father. You can talk to God directly. What church does is you going through the Son to get to the Father, even though that's not what Yeshua said. You know what I'm saying? And then also you're praying to this Jesus, and you know that J wasn't invented until like the 1400s. So who are you praying to? So I just can't get behind people blindly doing things without understanding what they're doing or looking things up or anything. So I'd rather pray to the Most High God, know the Most High God. There's no mistranslation. There's no lost in translation. It's the Most High God. He is Him. So I don't, that's what I do. I work on my connection with High God, who is in all of us, right? Which unlocks your divine energy, and you're in a whole different space. So it's not like, I don't want you thinking of spirituality as like just, yeah, these other people. See, this is what I'm doing, right? Of course, I was in the spiritual community for a little while, but once I see a bunch of weirdos, and not all, but a lot of people wanting to see whose spiritual rank is higher and throwing curses and spells on each other, all I take the information I learned from them and I'm bringing it over to the Dayton sphere, right? Because that's the missing piece that a lot of people in this sphere wouldn't talk about. They talk about the differences, the psychology, but they won't talk about the connection that you have to God. Because if you don't, you're gonna have all these soul ties, these spiritual demons on you running around here, throwing your body around. The only way for you to clear all that stuff out is to fast. And the minute you start fasting, that's when God's going to use that connection to tap in and let you know and it's over. You're not going to be out there in the streets no more. So that connection to God is something that needs to be talked about more, and I had to bring it over here into the Dayton sphere. And as I've noticed other, people that are talking about Dayton in this niche, using these terminologies I'm bringing over, I continue to educate. We're definitely going inside, these neighbors are out there, they're super nice here. I'm not even in the road, so that wasn't needed. But, I've seen that there needed a space made to get people back in alignment, because if you don't have God, you have nothing. Without God, you are nothing. You're a bunch of lost sheep following whoever sounds good and whatever looks nice. And you would know that that's how the devil works. So I'm just trying to get you back in alignment so God can save you. You know what I mean? And your connection to God can be whatever you want it to be, as long as you're, the Most High God. You know what I mean? Do it your own way. But you need to be working on that connection. That means doing the things needed daily to strengthen that connection, and having the discipline to maintain no matter what, and keeping that consistency. But also, like I said, being a realist, bringing in these modern dating dynamics and the way that the dating landscape looks right now, as far as the divide between the genders. But again, like these men and women that are always arguing back and forth, they're not grounded with God. So the opinion of the other gender bothers them. But you're neutral, you could care less. You're in alignment with God. So it's like you're an observer, you're not a participant in the nonsense. You gotta smash that like button. But this energy, this kind of, you're here, but you're in the world, but you're not of the world type of energies is really what draws women to you. They can't get enough. They really can't. So, with that being said, and since the road finally slowed down, if you work on obviously yourself, like I keep saying, but definitely focus on your connection with the Most High, I really think that you could put yourself in a place where you're not just having the ability to attract women to you, you can attract all things to you. Because once you work on that connection with the Most High, and you're working with the Most High, meaning you're working alongside the universe, and you kind of like see how things kind of work. You're just seeing through the man, and you're kind of seeing how it works. Can't talk about it because it's no one's business, and your personal connection with God shouldn't be discussed. Plus, they're going to call you crazy anyway, right? People fear what they don't understand, and they want to say that you're a loony loser, but you keep winning. So it's like, he keeps winning, so we can't, call him X, Y, and Z, but we don't want to believe in the way that he's speaking, because everybody's so three-dimensional, low vibrational. They're not in their 5D selves, which is a consciousness. We're talking about consciousness here for all of those that try to play with me and think I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Yeah, we're talking about consciousness. And your consciousness has not elevated to the place it needs to understand the kind of stuff that we speak about. I can get real deep with this. I try not to. I really do, because I don't want to lose anybody. And I know my soul tribe can understand, but we're trying to bring in new people. We're trying to bring in new people. So look, you guys, it's all about the energy. Y'all gotta understand this. It's all about how you carry yourself. It's all the more you work on your connection with God, and then here's what happens a lot when you work on your connection with God. You look back on your life a lot, and you look back on things you've done a lot, and you're able to look at how God saved you, moved you around, or things that you thought that was falling apart were falling into place. And as you look at this, because it's the divine wisdom that God gives you, that divine masculine energy, you're able to see that God has always had you, never wasn't there for you, so you have nothing to fear. And when you have this fearless energy, and we're not talking about like something goes down, you don't get scared in the moment and do what you have to do, but it's like an overall fearlessness, like that whatever does happen, you're equipped to handle. So it's a divine energy, and it's definitely attractive to women, but also attractive to people that are elevated enough and in positions enough to know a certain mindset is really what it takes to get to the top. And you'll end up sparking the interest of people like that as well, because greats think alike, and it doesn't matter where you're at in your journey. Some people can recognize it regardless of where you're at. They can see it on you. They can see your potential. There's a spirit on you when you have this unwillingness to yield, this relentless drive to get to your goal. It's a spirit. A lot of people carry it. Not a lot, but people that are winners, they carry the spirit on them. I didn't really recognize it at first because I just got on the internet, just went through a divorce, but after getting through that divorce and healing, and like I said, looking over my own little life, doing a little AR, after action review, and realizing like, man, I got a spirit. I can't be beaten. If something that y'all would consider going wrong, I just look at it as an opportunity and as a lesson in the overall dynamic of the great experience of my beautiful life. Of our beautiful life. So I don't see myself having any losses, or if I'm taking any L's, it's lessons. And I can't lose that way. If they're hating on me, I already know why they're hating. There's something about me that reminds them of what they're not doing. And they know there's some things that they should be doing. And they're not doing it, but they see me doing those things and then some. So it triggers them, all the demons in them, and it causes them to want to do something about it. Right? That has nothing to do with me. It's nothing to do with me. But you don't get that kind of understanding until you have that connection with the Most High God. You're in your divine masculine. You really got your energy balanced. And when people are talking to you, you can see through what they're saying. Even when they're not talking to you. Even when you're observing online. Like, I can observe certain content creators and tell when they're projecting their insecurities. Like a lot of times when guy content creators are super insecure about something, they'll dwell on it. Like I'm watching some other content creators that are about, the male attraction and the male gaze, and they keep talking about looks are not that important and stuff like this. And these guys are what people would not consider attractive, right? But they keep dwelling on saying things like looks aren't important. They're really letting people know what their vulnerability is, what their insecurities are. Just pay attention to things, man. It's like watching stuff. I like watching human. I really do. Y'all are fascinating. You really are. You don't even realize how easily you let somebody know what your vulnerabilities are and your weaknesses are and what you're insecure about. And as long as I don't let you know, that wasn't my water jug. No. And as long as I don't let you know, then you'll just keep telling all your insecurities to me. Life is great. I don't know what to tell you. Wait, hell, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You guys smash that like button. But listen, I know some of these conversations might be not what you're used to, but you got to give them a little bit of thought, and you have to give it a shot to let it marinate, because I'm trying to put you on the game, okay? That's what I'm really trying to do. I'll put you on some game, so when you're talking like this, you can blow a woman's socks off. I'm telling you, dude. You know what I'm saying? If y'all were just to take some notes instead of just using it to make content, use it with the women, you'd be surprised. You'd be blowing their socks off with this kind of intellectual conversation. And then you can go right back to having goofy, corny talk. You know, listen, it's about being relaxed. See, you gotta be a Zen master, baby. You gotta work with this. You gotta, man. I just look at people, man. I can just feel the energy, man. I know how to. I'm not gonna say I mirror their energy. I can just tell what vibration they're on, man, and I can just Zen my way through it. And as I'm doing this here lately, because you know my son got a ton of appointments and stuff I gotta set. And do you know that it seems like that when I keep calling around, that nurses seem to really be irritable. I don't know what it is about y'all, but nurses, y'all are so short-patiented and irritable on the phone. And they try to be quick-witted and smart-asses. But what I've been doing is just throwing a charm on them. And every time one of these rude women get on the phone, I'll make it a mission to see if I can get her laughing before the conversation's over. And I win every time. I even got a few of them to follow me on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Alexis? Appreciate that follow. Listen, man, I'm telling you, if you look at life, see what God will do for the divine masculine is you are, listen, I also want to say this. The divine masculine, again, he leads this whole, the Sigma leads this whole thing because he leads by example. And he requires submission from his woman because he submits to God. He's leading by example. He's showing a woman how to properly submit by you submitting to God. When you submit to God, you allow God to lead. You don't listen to man or woman. You allow God and you to lead you in the right direction, and you do it without question, right? And when you're doing this, you're showing a woman what she's supposed to do to her man in the proper divine order of things, which is God, the man, the woman, the children, the dog, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So you're leading by example, submitting to God. And if you don't know that you're submitting to God, well, if you believe in God, if you're letting God lead, not letting, if you're, doing what you're supposed to do, then you're submitting to God. You're leading by example, and you're showing women the proper way to submit, to do what's needed, because you're getting proper guidance from the proper source. This is the way it is. It's just the way it is. And I'm going to tell you something. Any woman that got a little bit of soul in her, she's going to recognize this in you, and it's going to make you automatically super attractive to these women. It's not just the intellectual stuff that you talk about. It's just the energy you move in. Really just that simple. And also, of course, if you're operating like you're supposed to, submitting completely to Most High God, He's going to make sure that you're super attractive and take care of you. And be good to go. I don't see nothing about all that. I don't want to be worrying about how I look or all that kind of crazy stuff. I do the things I'm supposed to do. I do my skincare routines, eat properly, drink a lot of water. But I'm out here in the sun all day. Look, I don't be worrying about none of that stuff. I put it in God's hands and let it go. And that's how women are supposed to be doing with the men that they're with. But if they can't recognize a good man of God that's following God's lead and doing what he's supposed to do properly, and if they can't recognize that's what they're supposed to be doing to that man, then they deserve you. Let them sit out there and still try to figure things out. It's not that hard. Anyway, for like 10 minutes, and you feel like you've been on here for 20, it's always best to feel like you're on here for like 16 minutes, and it's like 25. I want to feel like I'm on here for like 10, and it's like 30. Oh, that's when I know I'm getting there. If you're a live stream, you have to be able to stream for long periods of time. So I'm conditioning. That's all I'm doing. I'm conditioning. Always winning. I'm always winning, man. It's always like man. Oh, you know how to look at stuff. And I know some people want to say, oh, this guy's delusional. He's the Lulu. Okay. All right. What's the problem? You gotta smash that like button. So I'm Lulu, but I'm Delulu on my dream, my purpose, and God. Sounds like a good way, and being a good father. Sounds like a good way to be Delulu. While you're Delulu worrying about what everybody else thinks, you're Delulu worrying about your 9 to 5 and paying your taxes on time. I'm saying not, don't pay your taxes. And all this other nonsensical stuff, while all this super important things are going on around you, you can't really do anything about it. You can't really voice anything about it because you got to go to bed. You got a job to get to in the morning. I don't really know what Lulu is. I think that we all are. I appreciate the ones that pick and choose what they decide to be focused on instead of letting the masses decide for them. But again, this is just me trying something different here, y'all. You know, just spreading things around, bringing some different kind of perspective into the conversation we've been having about dating dynamics and leftover women. But I have to put something in here about your self-improvement and self-growth and your becoming the best version of yourself. It's highly important, and that's what draws a lot of women in. But again, you got like button. I'll be back on here live in a little bit. I'm going to work out on TikTok, get the blood flowing, and then we'll see what we're going to do later. Love and light. I'm your brother, and I'm out.